Hello everyone, I am back with yet another video, and given the context, look at this guy here. I have to introduce you to another guy. He just, apparently superstar here, just thought he'd do a cameo, so here he is. Okay, anyway, he has to go now. And given what I'm gonna talk to you about, I think there's no better way for me to start this episode than remembering one of my favorite quotes from one of my favorite quotes ever. Just put it at that. Okay. There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people to see if they could become something more. So when we needed them, they could fight the battles that we never could. Yeah. This quote is one of my favorite quotes, and the reason I'm bringing it up here is because this movie is a bold step in the right direction as it pertains to the MCU. This is a big step in the right direction to bringing back the MCU to what it once was. So, needless to say, I loved it. And I was filled with so much hope when I saw this trailer. And the first thing I Googled when I knew about this movie was whether it's connected to the MCU. And good news for us, it's good, and it's connected to the MCU. So, let's just gonna get to the chase and talk about how this movie was. Yeah. You know what Iron Man started, and for years we had the superhero stuff was just an X factor, something to get people sitting in theaters. But at the core of it all, there was human relationships and human problems and human conflict. When people at the helm actually cared about what these heroes were as people. And as I felt like, up to Endgame, every Avengers movie had a scene where they discuss the plans. I felt like I was sitting right in that room as part of a team. I was, I felt included. I'm sure all of us did. That's what we have been missing when these characters have became IP oriented instead of character oriented, and hence this is a really big step in the right way. This movie is heartwarming. This movie has real human characters. It's just not an origin story. Like the name made me think it would be an origin story, but it's not an origin story. And that itself is a good, breath of fresh air. And I like it. And the second thing is, these characters are fire. These characters are everything that a Marvel character should be. They're complicated. They have multiple, layers. They have multiple conflicts. And also, special shout out to the CGI team. Like, yeah, now I know uh, Ant-Man, Quantumania's team didn't. They were really big. You know, that was a result of crunch, no doubt, because you made one of the hardest to illustrate in film kind of characters, Galactus, comic accurate, and he's not hard to look at. I can certainly picture him. And certain frames, I'm not a comic reader, but certain frames, oh wow, they're lifted from comics. I've seen a comic panel here or there. There was this scene towards the halfway point, maybe quarter of the movie, where Galactus reveals himself. It's kind of simple how they take him down. It's the teamwork. Somebody watched Fantastic Four. No, not Fantastic Four. Somebody watched The Incredibles. Somebody at Disney, and they took the right lessons from The Incredibles. Anyway, I love these actors, and this is the kind of spur of the moment video I'm making. So I haven't done a lot of research, but for any research, I'm just gonna tell you how I felt, and this is really good. Any Marvel fans who wondering Marvel has lost their way, they're finding their way back, man. Don't write them off just yet. I may be excited once again by time Avengers Doomsday comes out. And also, on that note, these guys, I have to just tell you a gripe, a problem that I have. Some reason I'm watching this from a theater in India, by the way. Some reason they cut out the cameo of RDJ. They cut that scene out. We can't see that scene. I don't know why. Why would you do that? Would have been fired to see it, but alas. Okay, it was overall fun. It was great. It was a return to form for Marvel. Back when we still cared, and they still cared. The last project that I think had any care put into it was Guardians of the Galaxy by James and Volume 4, which was fire. I had a lot of fun watching that, and even James Gunn made me love a character that I hated on film for the longest time, Superman, because he was just too dark. He fixed him up, and now the Fantastic Four is well on its way to becoming my newest favorite. It's kind of rebuilding the MCU. I'm excited to see, kind of. So if they keep doing what they're doing now, learn from this and just cut back on all other content unless they have something good. Just ignore Disney Plus. And it'd be gold. I loved it. My favorite character would be Sue Storm. And Johnny Blaze is a close second. And then The Thing. Then finally, Mr. Fantastic himself. And also, the robot. I forgot his name. The Robot is a great comedy vehicle. It's actually a kind of serious, self-serious stuff, but this movie knows what it's doing, is what I'm trying to say. I'm only sorry I couldn't do this sooner, because then I would be having proper excitement. I'm not as I'm remembering a lot of things. I know but I'm sorry I couldn't do this yesterday. It would have been so much greater. Okay, so if anybody asks you is the MCU still kind of lackluster, you can tell them it's on its way back to being what it once was. And please don't screw this up this time. So I am honorably renaming this movie as Fantastic Four: The First Leap, not the first steps. Because this is so much better than steps. This is a leap towards the right direction. Nothing but respect and hope for the future. And peace out. I'm so happy that it's a long time since I've spoken so positively about a Marvel property, which is really good after a long time. I'm back. I'm sorry. I want to stop, but I can't. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, this time for real. Peace out.